Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this September the 2nd. Hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. And
don't go into labor.
What can I do? I mean, how do I follow?
That wasn't bad at all.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah, drum roll, please.
There you go.
There it was. Okay,
There.
golly.
Greg taking care of it.
Yeah, he
somewhere.
is. Greg Ratliff is our show producer, and, man, he has a full-time job doing this because this is
He's like an octopus over there pushing all them buttons and things.
and well, they're wired today. Dave Gabbert, Gene Smith in the studio.
That looks like a Star Trek movie.
What?
His control board.
It
Yeah.
does.
Beam me up.
You know.
I guess y'all guys know that he's already cut y'all out twice. You know, I mean, they didn't hear y'all. But, hey, Dave has lined up a couple of guests because we do like to talk TWRA on this show.
Yeah,
and
we'll make sure I get my money's worth.
Yeah, get your money's worth. And, of course, we're working on a show coming up, we hope, in a couple of weeks where we're going to have some wildlife officers in the studio and talk about the life of a wildlife officer. We could talk a lot about the life right now of a WMA manager or whatever you want to call him.
He got his hands full.
Yes, he does. And this is our good friend Chris Park. We love to have Chris on. He is responsible for, let's see, Shelby Forest, Eagle Lake, Tully.
John Tully.
Yes, and all
points in between.
All points in between. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, guys. How y'all doing today?
Well, that hadn't been determined yet. We'll know when we get through here. But Chris, tell us about, because this is yesterday was opening day of dove season. We got hurricane, tropical storm, depression. I'm in depression, but we got some rain this week. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on at noon today.
Yes, sir. We've got dove season opened up Friday at noon for the rest of the state, but we have a youth field at John Tully WMA up here in Lauderdale County.
Great.
So we don't open our dove fields until noon today,
and
so that's our opening day. And we've got a 60-acre field just for youth only. The dads come out and granddads come out and hunt with them, but just the kids can shoot. And we also have another adult field on John Tully WMA opening up today at noon also, where kids and adults can hunt. So we got a big day lined out today.
And this is, your youth field, 60 acres. I'm pretty sure, you usually put sunflowers in there. Is that what you got this year?
Yes, sir. We the Mississippi River flooded again. That's
right.
kind of a normal occurrence happening in the spring, it seems like, the last 10, 15 years. And sometimes that affects us being able to put a crop in. We were able to get a crop in extremely late, but we already had the seed bump. So we went ahead and took a chance, and seemed to the gamble paid off for us. So we don't have a great stand, but we do have a stand. And so hopefully these birds will stay here with us and have a big hunt today.
Well, no, so location here, you give our listeners, how do they get there, and then where is it, and then the cost, and what is the age?
Man, I love that. The cost is free.
There you go. I wanted that in there. Okay.
That's the best price in the world. It's free.
Uh-huh.
And so the kids have to be 15 and under.
Okay.
And have to be accompanied by a non-hunting adult.
Okay.
What we do is we feed them
Really?
lunch.
Wow.
Usually do some hot dogs and some chips and cookies.
Uh-huh.
We have plenty of drinks, but we'll feed them before they go out at noon and take our buggies and take them all out there, get them set up, and let them hunt. And
Wow.
have a big time and shoot a whole bunch of shells. But how you get there, it's in Lauderdale County, in the Mississippi River bottom, so it's not close to anything. If you're coming from Memphis, you're going to take Highway 51 north,
Uh-huh.
go through Millington and go through Mulford and come through Covenant, and right as you come into Ripley, there's Highway 19 that heads back to the west. And you'll take Highway 19 to the west, follow it almost as far as you can go. And when you think you're lost, just keep on coming. And to go to the youth field, you just take a left on Jim Fullenshop Road. And it's about 1.5 miles, 2 miles down that road where the youth field is. If you're going to the adult field, you'll just stay on 19 Highway, go as far as you can go, all the way around, and then you'll run into the dove field back there in the corner.
And
is it free for the
so
adults?
That's where we got them at.
Is it free for the adults?
It's free for the adults. Now they have to fend for themselves and eat on their own.
Oh, yeah.
well, we have to clarify. You got to have the proper license.
Well, you got to have the license,
and permit.
and permit.
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But there's no fee. You
For
know,
the adults, you do that. But look, we're talking about the kids, and so how many can you handle?
With 60 acres, we can handle quite a bit.
Wow, yeah.
It's really hard to put a number on it because
That's a lot of land.
dads or grandddads might have 3 kids hunting together in one spot.
Yeah,
taking
okay.
turns.
But you got plenty of room, don't you? Really? I mean,
We always have plenty of room. We do.
And a lot of folks,
What's been great over the years is, dads had their kids we call graduate off the youth field, and they go grab some other kids and bring them. So,
well, you're
it's been kind of cool having the same group of guys up there every year.
You're making some memories, and that's today at noon, folks. It's a great place to go. It's where you can learn a lot about being outdoors and having fun, and maybe this future license holders. But
that's right.
I know I wanted to talk about. Can we go ahead and talk about wood duck?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to switch gears.
Yeah, let's talk about wood duck trapping because it's Chris is heavily involved in that. So
well, Chris's crew, like you said at the beginning of the program, Tennessee is only a handful of states. I think 4 states.
4 states, I think.
And the reason we have that season is because we have impeccable data.
We do, don't we?
Yeah, and part of that, data is trapping and banding. And Chris's crew, they're the aficionados of wood duck trapping.
And that's in the spring, right? I mean,
that's during the summer and all. That's during the hot part of the year.
It's snake time and everything else.
That's right.
So I was talking to how many wood ducks have y'all banded this year?
Well, our trapping season, we go from July 1 to the last day of August. That's where we that's the 2 months of the year that we can band.
Yeah.
This year we caught 551 bands.
Oh, my goodness.
We sit and put bands. We probably caught over 800 birds with those already having bands on them. We call them recaptures. But we did put 551 new bands on this year that have never been banded before. So we had a really good year, really good hatch.
Yeah, how does that compare? Is that better than normal or?
That's, well, just to let your listeners know, 500 is our goal, which a lot of people in the rest of the state and the country think that's crazy. That's so big a number, but that's usually our goal. Anything over 500 we're extremely pleased with.
Amazing.
Some years are better. Some years are less.
Yeah.
If we can get to 500, it's been a good year.
That's right. And let's start. We're talking to Chris Park here.
And I've got
folks,
one of Chris's main guys, David Vandergrift.
Oh, David Vandergrift.
David, how many years has David got in with the agency? He's up there with
34 years.
34.
34 years.
I knew went to work about the same time I had.
Yeah,
so,
I've talked to David before. I've done a story on it before.
And I'm going to check. But off the top of your head, in your 34 years, do you possibly know how many ducks he's banded?
There's no telling.
I'm going to get that number.
Get that number, Dave. We'd like to know that from David because I did a story 5 or 6 years ago for the agency magazine.
And he a taxidermist also?
I don't know, but is he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he ought to be.
Does a little taxidermy work.
Yeah, but that and this is not in the best of weather. I mean, this is snake time and hot.
And this is getting up 3 o'clock in the morning, and getting out down there because it gets daylight. At 5, and it's not a given thing. I know I was trapping with some folks over on Tennessee River years ago, and we're sitting there watching birds come in to the bait. and they're all sitting there, and they sit there for a little while, and they look. And just about the time on this one, when they started moving up there, this huge fox squirrel come running across. So there they go. So you've got to wait another hour before they come back.
Yeah, but it's so. Describe what happens when you trap a wood duck. How does that work?
Well, like Mr. Gabbard said, that morning usually starts at 3 o'clock. Getting out of the house, getting to the shop, loading the four-wheelers up, getting all the gear ready.
Yeah.
We have usually a pop-up blind, usually a turkey blind that we set up close to the trapping site.
Yeah.
And what we do is we use the same box, the same rockets, the same setup as the old days of turkey trapping.
Oh, okay. I've been there.
There's tons of pictures and videos, and people have seen that. Same concept, same box, same rockets, just a different size net. Of course, the mesh is a lot tighter on a wood duck than it would be a turkey.
And you could get how many with one rocket shot? Can you get more than? What's the most you've gotten before? I mean,
the most we have gotten, I think, in one net in one shot was 180. Which was,
oh man!
So it was.
Then you got to get them.
That doesn't happen very often.
You got to be really quick.
You got to band them. Then I mean, you got to
catch them first.
Yeah, you got to get them out of that net and put that band on them, and
because that year that we caught that year we broke every record we had, and we banded 987 birds
Oh my God!
that year.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
But yeah. And it takes a lot of work, to get once that net goes off. It takes a lot of work to make sure you get out there real quick and get the birds before they stress, because it's hot, and they're stressed under that net and trampling over each other and everything. And
you're pretty stressed
too.
Of
pride in how we handle them.
You're pretty stressed too, aren't you? I mean, this is a stressful thing, but at the same.
But all that effort is the main reason Tennessee still has early wood ducks.
That's right. Yeah. Well, great job,
they come
Chris.
in right at daylight. Sometimes an hour after. I just know on our last shot Saturday, we shot on Saturday. There was a group of kids that couldn't come any day, so we came in on a Saturday, and they had to sit in there 5.5 hours before the ducks got right on bait. They kept, as Mr. Gabbard said, they'd get up there and then they'd fly back to the water.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, a lot of time, and then when that's over, then we always say we got to go do a real job and go get on tractors.
Yeah,
so,
Chris, how long you been with the agency?
This year is going to be 17 years.
Wow, 17 years. Well, Chris, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for taking time.
Yes, sir. You guys take care.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Be right back.
You can find